Bryan Cranston thinks Harvey Weinstein and Kevin Spacey are victims of cancel culture. He was even advocating to change that, which really infuriated people. Really, Bryan Cranston? Disappointed to say the least. Have you always harbored these thoughts? This is disgusting. Women live with this for a lifetime. Could Bryan's statements have been an attempt to justify his own sins? Because Cranston is definitely no angel, even though his fans might disagree. Bryan once joked that he only decided to become an actor to get a free pass at making out with actresses. And it seems he was serious. To the shock of fans and colleagues, Cranston unexpectedly kissed a former co-star, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, at the 2014 Emmys on stage. Moreover, both of their partners were present at the event, and the actress seemed totally shaken. This incident raised quite a few eyebrows, as it didn't look appropriate. Both actors later commented that their interaction had been discussed and planned beforehand, but it left a questionable aftertaste. And when Cranston later suggested redemption for the two infamous Hollywood harassers, he was almost cancelled too. Critics claimed that Bryan's words were insulting to survivors. If they were to show us that they are truly sorry and are not defending their actions but asking for forgiveness, then maybe down the road there is room for that. Many people misinterpreted his quote for support, and it only got worse. Netizens started digging up Bryan's past to find proof he's no good, and some skeletons came out. While Bryan is trying to advocate for equality now, he used to make discriminatory statements. The actor has been branded homophobic after a series of old interviews resurfaced. In 2009, Cranston offended David Yost when he commented on his character in Power Rangers. He's the Fey one, that's the problem. Critics immediately assumed that this was some kind of synonym for gay, and the article was shared everywhere. It took place a year before Yost publicly came out, and David was crushed by the insults and the gossip that it caused about his sexuality. It took Cranston 7 years and a role in the Power Rangers reboot to apologize for his words. The actor claimed that he had no memory of the incident, but accepted responsibility for his thoughtless remark. However, Cranston was careless not just with his words. His actions towards co-stars did some harm too. This time, it was on the set of Breaking Bad. The show is one of Cranston's biggest roles and earned him a lot of fame and influence. That's exactly why his critics are upset, because they loved his portrayal of Walter White. But what happened behind the scenes was often inappropriate. Cranston admitted to routinely engaging in physical comedy on set. In fact, he replaced a prop weapon with a sex toy, shocking his co-star Aaron Paul. Moreover, it happened in a room full of crew and on camera. He also regularly exposed himself to his younger co-star. During an interview, Bryan admitted to intentionally showing his backside to Aaron on set, and it wasn't just once.
Whenever it's, like the waist-high shot, never wears pants. So immature, just constantly making jokes in the most inappropriate places.
Cranston's critics consider that kind of prank to be sexual assault, which would absolutely not be tolerated anywhere else. Some outspoken haters even called for Cranston to be fired from the show for this. Bryan Cranston is a sick man. Why wasn't he fired? Why is Bryan Cranston still a thing? The answer is complicated, because behind his questionable actions, Bryan actually has very good intentions. He's just very bad at expressing them. When Cranston became famous, he saw his new platform as a chance to do some good in the world. It's why the actor has developed a reputation for being a massive oversharer for whom no topic is off the table. But why does Bryan have this urge to share and a need for justice? And why can't he just do it right? The thing is, Bryan lived in a broken home.
I had a fractured family, and I didn't have a mentor.
Cranston lacked parental care and protection, and he decided early on that he'd be different. He wanted to help others and even dreamed of becoming a policeman. Only fate intervened and changed everything. In his early years, Bryan became a murder suspect. He and his brother were working at a restaurant for a very mean boss. Soon after the siblings left that job, someone took the life of the restaurant owner, and the Cranstons became major suspects. The experience was stressful and scary, and it could have been the thing that first inspired the young man's activism and desire to fight for justice. He believes that everyone deserves a second chance, but only if they are ready to admit guilt and change. And that's why he got in trouble over his comments about Kevin Spacey and Harvey Weinstein, because despite what some haters think, Cranston does not support these men nor their actions. In fact, he's called the behavior that this duo was accused of animalistic and barbaric. When Cranston said they were victims of cancel culture, he considered this a good thing and a positive contribution to society. Bryan meant to say that if they really proved themselves to be apologetic, perpetrators could change, and that way the people they have hurt can get some closure and justice. Even though he often says the wrong thing, Bryan Cranston's heart is in the right place. He's also determined to learn from his mistakes and those of others. He's now an avid supporter of LGBTQ rights, and he called for marriage equality. The actor is more respectful towards his co-stars and makes sure his jokes don't go too far. Bryan also admitted that he still has a long way to go, but he's determined to learn how to be better.
I've made mistakes along the way, and now how can I make a correction to that and put my life on a track that is going to be beneficial to me?
It just goes to show you that no matter who you are, you can make a positive difference in the world. But remember, actions speak louder than words, so choose both wisely.